There's been a fourth night of looting and violence in Britain. This time the worst trouble was not in London but in Birmingham in the Midlands and in Manchester in the north. Police managed to regain control in the capital after reinforcements were brought in from other parts of the country, but elsewhere the trouble was only just starting. Europe correspondent Philip Williams reports.
On the fourth night, the violence migrated north, including here at West Bromwich, where mobs ruled the streets. Cars were also set alight. In the Birmingham city centre, there was more looting, windows smashed and frightened locals scurrying to escape.
Scared now, and I've got to go home. Really scared.
And in Manchester, more of the same. Looting of local shops, cars torched. In the city centre, marauding youths moved from one area to another, often unchallenged, many just children, some fuelled with alcohol. And in Nottingham, a police station has been firebombed. In London, by contrast, a relative calm, not seen since Saturday. And perhaps this is the reason, a near tripling of police numbers drawn from forces far and wide. And a dire warning from the Prime Minister, David Cameron.
And I have this very clear message to those people who are responsible for this wrongdoing and criminality. You will feel the full force of the law. And if you are old enough to commit these crimes, you are old enough to face the punishments.
More images are emerging of the previous night's violence, including this. A young man is bleeding profusely from a head wound. Others appear to help him. Actually, they're stealing from his backpack.
He just took something from his bag.
Police have vowed to pursue the guilty and have raided houses where suspected looters live. Arrests have been made and some goods recovered. This is the mess left behind when looters attacked a children's clothing shop. The owner blames those involved and their parents.
It's absolutely disgusting. They are feral rats. What are those parents doing? Those children should be at home. They shouldn't be out here causing mayhem.
In the streets of Clapham Junction, shop owners were clearing up the mess left behind by the looters and wondering if they have a future.
The moment I'm thinking, what now, How do I start now? Where do I go from here now?
While the clean-up here has begun, this is still a crime scene. Police are keeping people out of this area. Just over here, the department store, where just fewer hours ago looters were operating with impunity, is now being investigated by detectives. The mood here was lifted when an army of volunteers, armed with brooms, set about cleaning up the mess.
These riots have been really awful, and we just want to show our support for the community because everyone needs help to get back on their feet.
Already there have been more than 500 arrests. Police cells are overflowing, with many more expected with the release by police of CCTV images of people suspected of involvement in the disturbances. So far, the police in London are doing what they could not do the previous night, keep the peace. But it is a nervous calm. Philip Williams, ABC News, London.